Yogis, welcome to this practice with Sedna, the Inuit goddess of the sea. We'll start on our feet and just sway the body a little side to side, let the arms dangle, so eventually the arms start to come side to side, knocking on the door, so to speak. Just let your body loosen up and feel the water inside your body. And now let yourself move in any watery way that feels right for you today. Let yourself sway. The oceans of the wave. I'm very watery myself today. Eventually bring yourself out of that movement, or bring that movement down to the floor. Bend your knees and just let yourself dangle here. Sway your head a little side to side. Nod your head yes, sway your head no. And bring your hands to your head now and just gently start to massage your scalp. Massaging the scalp is very calming for the goddess Sedna, as we will find out soon enough. Deepen your breath, release your arms, and just let yourself sink a little deeper into the pose. Beautiful. Now bring yourself from there down to the floor, child's pose. So Sedna, the Inuit goddess of the sea, has many stories about her. She's said to have been a giant and the most beautiful woman in all of Canada. But she was also said to have had a very turbulent relationship with her parents, and this can be seen in every tale I've found about her so far. In one story, she actually attacked her parents. In another, she threatened to marry a sledge dog instead of their choice of spouse for her. Rebellious Sedna is depicted without parental love. Sometimes she is called an orphan that causes the storms. Another myth tells us that she married a lying birdman who promised her a golden life but turned out to be quite unsuited to provide for a sea goddess. When her father found out about this, he angrily killed the birdman and then threw Sedna into the sea to save himself from the beating wings of the birdman's vengeful family. And every story of Sedna brings her to that fateful night of the kayak journey with her father. And in every story she is thrown overboard either during a storm or at the hands of her father. And disturbingly, in every story, she clings to the side of the boat to save herself from drowning. And in every story, her cruel, selfish father chops off all of her fingers so she cannot hold on to the boat. And the boat will not capsize, and so he himself will be saved. So from child's pose, let's come up to a kneeling position and just bring your hands to the floor and just turn your fingers inwards towards you as far as is comfortable, just stretching out the arms, the forearms and hands. Being grateful for our fingers. Being grateful for our story too, that is unlikely to be as dark as Sedna's story. And coming out of that, let's come into Baddha Konasana, butterfly, bringing the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Just sit here and allow your thighs to stretch, your inner thighs to stretch. So poor Sedna, with no fingers, sinks to the bottom of the sea at the hands of her protector. Which is so dark and so frightening. In this pose now, we can ask ourselves, can we let go and sink a little deeper? A little deeper into maybe the dark places within the body. Places that hold back because we're frightened. Can we let go and sink a little deeper? And from here you can take this posture into a wide diamond, so just move your feet away from you as you keep the shape of the diamond in your legs. And this will allow you to fold forward a little. Move your buttocks out of the way behind you as you do this to assist your pelvis to tilt forward. If folding forward is not good for you, just stay where you are. Keep letting go, keep sinking. And as Sedna sinks to the bottom of the ocean, as a giant and a goddess. With all her fingers about her, she watches them turn into all the large animals of the sea. Her fingers turn into the whales, the seals, the walruses, and the deep sea creatures that are all said to be created from the large fingers of Sedna, the giant Inuit goddess. So as you sink now, you might see some of these creatures in your mind's eye sinking with you. Reminding us that we are never truly alone. Gorgeous. Let's come out of that when you're ready. We're going to bend the right leg. So you're in a kneeling position with your right leg. Your foot is facing the back of your mat. And keep your left foot into your thigh. So left foot kind of stays where it is, right leg coming back. If your knees are too tight for this pose, prop yourself up onto blocks. Sit on blocks or blankets. And just adapt as necessary for your body. You might even want to prop underneath your left leg. And now sink into the pose. So over time, Sedna grew her own fish's tail. So she was said to look like a giant mermaid, oftentimes looking rather frightening to humans, because Sedna would become very angry when her friends, the creatures of the sea, were not respected. And knowing what it's like to be so terribly neglected, Sedna protected fiercely. So her curse became a gift for all the creatures of the sea. Keep sinking, lovelies, keep sinking into the pose. And then when you're ready, let's twist towards that left thigh. Or whatever foot is in that kind of tree position, whatever leg is in front of you. And as you do this, your opposite hip will lift a little, and that's fine. And you can rest upon your fingers, and if you like that stretch, you can turn the fingers inwards. Sedna's lack of fingers meant that she could not brush her hair, and sometimes this made her furious. And when she was vexed or having a bad hair day, she would create storms and keep her animals close making hunting for the Inuit people very scarce. So the people would send shamans to brush her hair and calm her down. So she would release the animals back into the ocean to sustain them. For if people wish to live off the ocean, they must, unlike Sedna's rubbish parents, take very good care of the goddess Sedna. So even though she was a goddess, she still needed the care of others, as we all do. So when you're ready, come on out of that. And let's do that on the other side. So this time we're going to bend the left leg so it faces back and the right foot faces in. And just sink here. With every exhalation, imagine that you are sinking as you would in the water. Keep letting go. And then let's turn that into a twist when you're ready. And so we're twisting towards that front leg. And the other hip can slightly lift away from the floor, and you can turn the fingers if you like. And come out of that when you're ready. And we'll come into seated pigeon with your left foot up. Flex that left foot to protect the left knee. Lean back into your hands. And try to keep that left knee away from the body as much as possible. So Sedna's story teaches us the bitterness of betrayal and how cruelly some ties can be severed. And I'm certain that most of us would have experienced this at some stage in our lives. But I find this beautiful quote by Khalil Gibran, which was, "Out of the suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars." It's certainly true in Sedna's case. So we've got a bit of a tricky transition here, but if you can, just lower your body to the floor, keeping your feet in that shape, keeping your legs in that shape, and then we're going to take a twist, bringing your left foot to the floor. No, we're not. Sorry, scratch that. Okay, what we're going to do, sorry lovelies, is we're going to take the left foot to the floor for half spinal twist. Much easier transition. And with the weight of the ocean above us today, we can ask, in what ways do I betray or put pressure on myself? When you're ready, let's come out of that. Bringing that left foot now to your thigh for Janushasana A. Folding forwards if that's comfortable for you. Propping as necessary. So Sedna's story is a difficult one. However, her story is also a lesson in survival and regenerative power. The animals were created, and Sedna found herself a powerful goddess living in the water, whereas she didn't have so much luck on the land. But she ruled the ocean, and being a giant, commanded the respect of all, commanded the respect that all large bodies of water deserve. And she commanded respect for all the world's largest sea creatures too. Because she knew what it was like, what it was to suffer. And instead of perpetuating that suffering, she did everything she could to prevent anyone else having to go through it. Anyone in her kingdom having to go through suffering, not while Sedna's about. So when you're ready, lovelies, let's come out of that. And we'll repeat that sequence on the other side. So we're going to bring your right foot up for seated pigeon now. Right foot up. Letting yourself sink into the pose. Transitioning when you're ready into half spinal twist, so your right foot comes to the floor. And sinking to the bottom of the ocean, notice any ways you might put pressure on yourself and see if you can release that now. Let's come out of that when you're ready. We're going to bring the right foot into the thigh, Janushasana A. Use props as necessary, and sink as deeply as you can into the pose. Coming out of that when you're ready. Our next pose will be supported bridge. So bring a block underneath your sacrum. Take your time, find your way there. Sedna's story also reminds us that a little kindness can go a long, long way. And if we have the ability to assist anyone in struggle, we must. This is the sustenance that satisfies communities. This is what makes the world go round. If we can assist anyone in struggle, then we must. With shamans, brush Sedna's hair, so to calm her. And just as I was thinking of that, I was thinking of all the animals tangled up in their hair. And Sedna unable to release them, so calling upon the shamans to help her. And in them helping her, she helps them. It's like the saying, no man is an island. We are all dependent upon the kindnesses of one another. In this moment here, be kind to your body. Allow it to sink and let go a little deeper. And you can stay here if you like, or you can extend your left leg towards the bottom of your mat, pushing into your heel, into your foot, as if to push away an invisible wall. And just hold and breathe here, asking yourself, how can I let go and sink a little deeper into this pose now? We're always finding a balance between protection and kindness, holding on and letting go, keeping things close or giving things away. You can see what needs to be done in your inner kingdom now in this pose. Where to be kind and where to protect. When you're ready, let's swap your legs over. So you're extending your right leg now, pushing into your right foot, keeping that right leg nice and active. And if this does not feel good for your body, just stay in supported bridge. And then when you're ready, bring that right leg back. And if it feels appropriate for your body to do so, you can try extending both legs. Keep pushing into both feet. If this does not feel good for your body, just stay with the one leg at a time option or stay with supported bridge. In this pose, Sedna's message is protect yourself if you must. However, don't be afraid to go deep. Let go and sink a little deeper if you can. Through this, you can turn your pain into a power. And of course, we should never experience pain in our yoga practice. And more accurately, it would be discomfort. Discomfort into power. But to use Sedna's words, don't be afraid to go deep. Turn your pain into power. And that can be on any level, physical, emotional, mental or spiritual. Let go and sink a little deeper. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to come out of that and come back. Everybody come back to supported bridge. And just release and relax here. How can I let go and sink a little deeper? You might want to close your eyes if you haven't done so already. And deepen your breath. Inhale here, and exhale gently. Bring yourself out of the pose, setting up 2 blocks and a bolster and maybe a few blankets to support you. We're going to come into half saddle, which is just one leg bent behind you and leaning back into the block, the support that you've created. If this is no good for your knees, you can bring the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana, or you can bring the soles of your feet to the floor, knees knock in. Wherever you are, reclining over your support. The number of options poses the question, how can we adapt like Sedna? Water people, or people with a lot of water element in them, can step outside of normal comfort zones and adapt quite easily. So use your water, use your adaptability, coming into half saddle or Baddha Konasana, or soles of the feet together, knees knocking in. And once you find your pose, ask yourself that question, how can I let go and sink a little deeper? Okay, so if you're in half saddle, come on up, swap legs, and then sink back. And if you want to now, you can come up and take full saddle. So both legs coming backwards and lean back if that's good for your body. If not, soles of the feet together or soles of the feet to the floor, knees knocking. Watery people can step outside of normal comfort zones and adapt. As Sedna could. She adapted so well to life in the ocean. The emotion associated with Sedna is courage, because she has the courage to go deep into the dark places and create from here. Beautiful. For those of us in saddle pose now, either full or half saddle or whatever it is that you've adapted to, let's come out of that, bring the soles of the feet together and recline back in Baddha Konasana. If Baddha Konasana is no good for your body today, you can bring the soles of the feet to the floor, knees knock in. The emotion associated with Sedna is courage. She was rebellious, adaptable. She would step outside of normal comfort zones. Defy her parents and adapt to her situation. In this way, Sedna was a true free spirit. Inhale here, lovelies. And as you exhale, slowly, 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 slowly come out of that. We'll keep the prop set up as it is. Take the legs into straddle pose and take a straddle over the prop. If this is uncomfortable for your legs, be rebellious, follow Sedna and bend your knees. So you're in like a seated malasana. Wherever it is you find yourself, see if you can let go and sink a little deeper. Harmonize your breath with the ocean and be taken. Inhale here. Exhale, gently come on out. Move your props to one side. Come to lie on the mat. And bring yourself into half happy baby with your left leg raised. Half happy baby, left leg raised. Right foot can be either extended to the bottom of your mat, so leg extended, or sole of the foot to the mat, whatever you prefer. Adapting to the position and then letting go. Now bring that left leg to cross over your right knee for reclined pigeon. Find your position, adapt as necessary, and then sink deep into wherever you are. Sedna's story is a lesson in survival and regenerative power. something was created from her suffering. Something miraculous and beautiful. All the large animals of the sea that we now know, created from Sedna's fingers. And Sedna found herself a powerful goddess living in the water. Whereas she didn't have so much luck on the land. She ruled the ocean as a giant goddess, commanding the respect that all large bodies of water and large sea creatures deserve. Through her suffering, strangely, she found her comfort zone. And you can ask yourself the question, in what environment are you the goddess of? In what environment do you thrive? Let's turn that pigeon into a twist. So bring the right sole of your foot to the mat first if it's up. And then we're just going to take that left sole down to the ground, keeping the shape of the legs as near to they are as possible. Find your pose. And let yourself settle into this environment now. Perhaps you are the goddess of many environments. Perhaps, like Sedna, you are extremely adaptable. Perhaps you are a water person. Or perhaps there are just one or two or a few environments where you feel truly at ease and able to thrive within. And in this time you can just take a moment to feel gratitude and appreciation for those places in your life. Okay, let's inhale here. exhale, gently bring yourself back to center. Coming into full happy baby now, both legs up, holding your thighs or your feet, whatever is most comfortable. Sinking deep. Sedna also reminds us that a little kindness can go a long way. And if we have the ability to assist anyone in struggle, we must. We must. You might want to take this time to recognize a kindness, however small, which you have either given or received over the course of your day. And if for whatever reason you feel a lack of kindness in your life, then become the kindness. Make that resolution to inject more kindness into your life going forward. Be kind. Small kindnesses can placate the largest giants. The most ferocious goddesses of the sea can be calmed by the brushing of their hair. It's so beautiful. Okay, lovely. So let's release your left leg. So we're in half happy baby. The right leg is raised. How can I let go and sink a little deeper? Okay, let's bring that right leg across over your left thigh for reclined pigeon. Find your shape and then drop into the depths of it. Let go. Every exhalation takes you deeper into the ocean. Ask yourself the question, how do I put pressure on myself? How can I let that go in this moment? Deepen your breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that pigeon into a pigeon twist, so the right sole of your foot is coming down to the floor. Keep the legs in that shape as much as possible. Find your twist and let go. Sink deeper and deeper with every exhalation into the ocean with Sedna. Inhale here. Exhaling, gently come on out of that. Bring yourself back into happy baby. And then hug both knees in towards your chest, letting your feet fall to the left. For a spinal twist here, letting go. Coming back to center, one leg at a time. And then over to the other side, twisting the other way. Beautiful, coming back to center, one leg at a time, setting yourself up now for Shavasana, making sure that you'll be warm enough for the next 10 minutes or so. Now begin to feel beautiful Sedna very close to you now, moving around you. Gently teasing out any remaining stress, pressure, or fear, or pain in your body. You can imagine Sedna combing your hair, releasing the tangles. As she tells you that stress and fear are enemies of the lines of energy in your body concerned with water. Feel yourself floating in the water. Floating in the water lets your energy drop. The goddess Sedna will protect you as a part of herself. Sedna whispers to you, "Beloved, allow yourself to connect to me through this beautiful blue whale. Lie upon his great big body and be carried. Through him, receive the deep care that can be hard to find on land. All harsh words are softened by the water. and the body lightens. As you lie upon the back of this beautiful blue whale. Feeling the small kindnesses within and around you that ripple outwards, getting bigger than any of us realize. If you observe the pain or pressure of betrayal, know you can turn that into power. You can adapt, and you will grow. In the right environment, you will grow into the God, Goddess that you are. You will grow as large as Sedna, without limit. You feel this beautiful whale shifting underneath you, moving his great body around you. You lie on the seabed, watching in awe the great creatures of the deep, seeing this whale transform into a beautiful blue mermaid. You recognize this woman as Sedna. Through her, you feel a deeper connection to the deeper kingdoms of our oceans and great bodies of water. All the beautiful creatures that live within those oceans and bodies of water, and indeed the water within you. Watching in wonderment as the ocean comes alive with the beautiful creatures of the deep. Knowing yourself as a deep and powerful creature also. Relax. 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 when you're ready, begin to deepen your breath. Moving fingers and toes, stretching out your body in whatever way feels right for you today. Hugging your knees into your chest. Massage your hips into the mat. And roll gently to one side. Bringing anything, if anything, back with you today that was useful from this time with Sedna. Coming to a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands to your heart. With love and gratitude to this goddess of the deep. With love and gratitude for the water. And all the great creatures of the ocean. With love and gratitude to all of you. Namaste.